Yo, you listen to more about something else? Once again, I just want to say thank you for listening. But on today's episode, we talk about masculinity, separation from the family, and a little bit about music. But here's a small clip from the show. Like last episode, or I think it was last episode of the episode before that, I said, look, my time is now worth currency. And time is our only currency, really. Like, money, yes, please, let the money come. But I don't want to waste my time. So, where are you at in your whole process of trying to figure out where you want to be in life? Like, we talk about how success is wealth, success is this, yes. But, when we're listening to some people talk about the stories of how they made it in life, like, it's not that they finally reached a destination, quote unquote. It's what they actually went through. And now that you heard that, let's begin.
First off, I'm going to have to ask you to go and rate this show, maybe even leave a comment. And you could do that on iTunes or SoundCloud, and for Android users, you can now listen via Google Play. Now, this podcast may contain explicit content, just saying, so open your mind, relax, and listen to this dope-ass podcast.
For thought coming fresh, I'm the chef. I got greens for your brain, have a taste, it's the best. Food for thought from the flesh, tag along on the quest to find more about something else. Hey, food for thought coming fresh, I'm the chef. I got greens for your brain, have a taste, it's the best. Food for thought from the flesh, tag along on the quest.
If people don't understand that, well, they don't understand nothing.
Truth spilling, leaving victims to my honest ways. I come in peace like an alien from outer space. Internet pirates riding waves on your webpage. Download the shit, click the link, press play. I don't mean to pray, but I pray every week for myself, for my fam, cause we all gotta eat. Protein, no more sweets. Till I'm caked up on the beach in Belize. Food for thought coming fresh, I'm the chef. I got greens for your brain, have a taste, it's the best. Food for thought from the flesh, tag along on the quest to find more about something else. Wait, food for thought coming fresh, I'm the chef. I got greens for your brain, have a taste, it's the best. Food for thought from the flesh, tag along on the quest to find more about something else. Wait.
Yo, you listen to more about something else? My name is Joshua. And, I just want to say thank you to everybody that's been rocking with this show. I truly appreciate it. Please go ahead and hit the subscribe button if this is your first time. If you end up loving this podcast, go ahead. On whatever platform, share it with your friends, your family, your grandparents, the whole 9 yards. I truly appreciate that. But yeah, we're here at the end of June, and I just want to point this out that Flint, Michigan still is going through the water crisis. Hawaii still is dealing with the lava situation. And we're just here complaining about the Wi-Fi not working correctly. But that's to say this. And this is what I want to start off with. You can do anything that you want to do if you put your mind to it. Doesn't get more simpler than that. And it doesn't matter what you want to do, actually. Because literally, you just have to figure it out. And it may take time. It will actually take time to figure it out. But I just want to let you know, because I'm in a state right now where things are moving really fast. Like last episode, or I think it was last episode of the episode before that, I said, look, my time is now worth currency. And time is our only currency, really. Like, money, yes, please, let the money come. But I don't want to waste my time. So, where are you at in your whole process of trying to figure out where you want to be in life? Like, we talk about how success is wealth, success is this, yes. But, when we're listening to some people talk about the stories of how they made it in life, like, it's not that they finally reached a destination, quote unquote. It's what they actually went through. Because believe it or not, we all go through the same thing. In some form or fashion, people endure a lot more than other individuals. And that's fine because that's your story to tell, whether you're going to be able to overcome the adversity that's in front of you. But literally, if you have focus, laser line focus, learn to focus on what it is you want to do. Like, I had to ask myself again, and I always ask myself, and it's good to realign your core beliefs with what it is you want to give out to the world. I truly feel really good about myself when I help my neighbor. Well, I mean, neighbor meaning like the person next to me, you know? That is the one thing that makes me smile more than anything else on this world. Well, besides, like my family and, the people that I actually care for. But besides that, like, I really want to be a blessing to other people. That is my core. Now, the question is, how do I actually put my core beliefs into, not even into, but transition them into things that actually work, practical things, application. Because at the same time, I have to be a man, for one, and that is like, it's really rough being a man. But I have to figure out who I am at the same time. I have to figure out, how to deal with women, which is really important. Like, just people skills in general, things that we really need. And that's all I want to really try to point out, is that we all go through it. And a lot of people say they figured it out. I don't really believe it, but you got to work on yourself. Like I said, we're at the end of June, and I get on social media, and all you see is people talking, whoo, we're almost in July. Where did the time go? I don't ever want to be like that. And, I beat myself up a lot, but I accomplished a lot of shit. And you're allowed to gloat and celebrate a little bit, but don't celebrate too much, because then you're going to get complacent and content with where you are in life. And you don't want that. That's the thing. Like, the bar is where your parents are. So how do you set new heights for your own kids? Maybe that's a challenge. I don't know. Speaking of challenges, I did say 30-minute challenge for you to take 30 minutes out of your day to do something, whatever it is, but strictly has to be for you. For me, it's meditation. Can't go a day without it. I won't allow it. I actually started cutting off my phone and just going at it by myself, because at the end of the day, you don't want no distractions. Like, it's your time. Now, if you can take 30 minutes, go ahead. But 30-minute challenge, all you got to do is take 30 minutes of your day, whether it's in the beginning of the day, whether it's at the end of the day, whether it's during your lunch, whatever, 30 minutes. And if you can't do 30 minutes or less. But 30 minutes to the max, because I want you to actually feel what I'm talking about. Like, lately I've been watching TV. Like, my favorite show now is Shark Tank, because I don't know, that show is it's really interesting. So I've allowed myself to start watching Shark Tank and watching Netflix, and these are things that I used to feel guilty about. But at the same time, you got to allow yourself to relax. You got to allow yourself to have time to yourself, and that's what I choose to do. Things that bother me this week. And this is probably from not even this week. This is probably the last 2 weeks, right? If you don't love your job, quit. It's that simple. Don't say, oh, it's because it pays the bills. Look, if I come to If I come to the counter and you're rude and I'm nice, like, what's the issue? If you don't like your job, quit. And it's okay. I understand, get the job that you want to get, whatever happens in that industry, in that company that we're not aware of, cool. But don't come to work with a bad attitude. When I go to the drive-thru, take my order. The first thing that I try to do, not even try, I make sure that I do, I say, how are you doing? If you ignore me, we got an issue. But a smart person like me knows, don't try to start nothing with nobody that makes your food. That's rule number one. But like I'm saying, look, if you don't like your job, disperse. I don't want to see you there. I've had a bad encounter at Chick-fil-A. Not really bad, but it's just like, we out here trying to catch Chick-fil-A tripping and, we never do. And every time we talk about it, it's really our fault. It really is our fault. But, you don't need an attitude. If you don't like your job, find a better one where you're going to be happy. I don't like when people use excuses about, it's because I'm a Scorpio. Shut up. That's probably the worst cop-out you can ever hear, But there's that. There's one other thing that bothered me this week, and actually it's been going on for a while, right? And, this is no knock to anybody that, wants to pursue their dreams and be a fashion designer or whatever you want to call it. But I want to be very honest. A t-shirt line and a clothing line is two different things. Clothing line meaning I'm going to provide for women, men, children. Clothing line meaning not just t-shirts. I don't know, like that's my definition of what it is. Like, not just t-shirts, but like pants, socks, underwear. Like, if you wanna go into your own little niche, call it a t-shirt line. But that's just not my beef, really. My whole beef is when it does come down to having a t-shirt line or whatever you want to call it. It's not a clothing line, but a t-shirt line. The reason why things don't pop is because there's no originality. If you're original with your design, you gonna pop. I see things on people's social media about different shirts. Got the Super Mario font, we got the Martin font, we got the Fresh Prince font. How many times are we gonna recycle these fonts? If I see another t-shirt that says melanin on it, I'm gonna be so mad. Like, it doesn't make sense from that aspect. So I can't respect anybody that has stuff like that. Be original with your design. I feel like people are gonna respect you. Like, you can't get mad at other people for their stuff to pop. And you're not even original with your own line. Like, you can't take Nike's idea and take it and put it for you. Like, do you not know that you can get sued by a major corporation because you want to capitalize, because you can't be original with your own ideas? I understand if you want to break into that part of the world, but hey, you got to do better. And even if you can't come up with that idea, create that team and, put that thing to work. But those are the things that bother me this week.
Say, man, if you really like the show, and I assume that you like it because you're still listening to the show, but if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. And if you are subscribed, please, write us a review. It helps people find the show, for one, and it also gives people an idea of what's going on in the show without actually listening. So, it attracts other people, and I'm just asking, if you don't want to, it's cool. If you do, God bless you. Now back to the show.
So earlier I mentioned something about how men have it really hard. And I feel like people don't talk about this as much. And the thing about it is, what people really need to realize, and this is no knock to no women because we love women. If it wasn't for women, where would we be, right? Because it takes two to tango, and it takes what has been from a societal standpoint that the woman brings up the children, right? But men don't really act like women. In many ways, very different. And that's completely fine. What needs to be stood out is that throughout time, growing up as a boy to a man, it's always been in the back of your mind, or not even in the back of your mind. People always saying, men don't cry, or men don't show emotion, men don't show fear. And that's okay. But look at the time and where we're at right now, with the whole PC culture, and mental health is alive, and everybody is trying to get themselves right. And that's the thing, as a man, you don't get to show no type of weakness, because according to another man, any type of weakness being shown is like somebody gonna take over and run over you. And to credit that, women don't want a man that's weak. So that's the thing. What do? So you got your girl that don't respect you because you're not masculine enough. You get emotional. And that's the thing. A lot of people run off of emotion and swear it's just who they are or whatever, or they're being much of a man. And that's not true. And even that's the thing, a lot of men don't even run on emotion. They just go on whatever it is. And I don't know, I try to do a little bit of research, and not just on that, but humans and stuff. And the way we operate is that we operate as animals. Humans don't operate as humans. We operate as animals. Look at men. They see something that they like and they just take it. When it comes down to survival, look at how far we've come from a rock and turn it into a wheel, and a wheel turn it into a moving vehicle, or not even a vehicle, or a tray, or a wagon, or whatever. We've come a long way, and there's that adaptation. And then on top of that, you got your family. You gotta hunt for food, you gotta hunt for money, and you gotta raise your kids. You gotta show your son, because 9 times out of 10 you might have a son, or 50-50 to be real with you. You might have a son, and you gotta raise him exactly how you are. And it's just doing all those things all at once, especially in this society, how they tell you not to show your emotions, not to be weak, don't fear nobody, especially when we have feminists on the rise that want to take the place of a man, which, to be honest, I don't understand what feminists are. I get it, equal pay, I get it, treat women like first-class citizens and not second-class citizens, but I just don't understand that whole aspect. It's like you're trying to shame a woman for being a woman. I don't understand, because feminists be fighting amongst themselves. That's why that shit doesn't prosper. But that's not what I'm talking about. Just in that aspect of look, as a man who is trying to better himself, don't ever be afraid to show your emotions. And that's the thing. It took me a long time to learn that. And if anybody ever mistaken you showing your emotions for weakness, then that person's not really in tune with themselves. Because that's the thing, as a man that has to provide for his family, as a man that has to put everything aside and just focus on everybody else, because essentially that's what you end up doing, is that you have to provide, you have to adapt, and things don't really work out for men like it works out for women. I mean, and there's a lot of things that anybody can say about that. I'm being one-sided because this is what I know, because I'm a man, right? It's really hard trying to go out there and trying to get a job. I get it. Especially for a black man, yes, it's hard to get a job. And then on top of that, you're a black man and you're different, meaning you're not like anybody else. So how do you resolve these little things, like showing the fear and, just being able to voice what's going on in your head, voice that you're scared? Because really, I don't really respect anybody that is not scared. Like, you don't know what's gonna happen. That's scary. I feel like when it comes all down to it, yeah, like, don't show any type of fear. Like, you have to be really honest with yourself. You really don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. You might die, but then what? And that's my thing, right? What do you do as a man that is told by society not to show emotion, not to cry, not to fear, to adapt, to provide? What do you tell them? And that's where I'm at right now, because as I'm trying to discover myself, I had like a little moment, a few weeks ago, and I don't know, like, it was like something happened. Like, I was driving past somewhere to go run some errands, and I haven't been down this road in a long time. And I remember, like, I was really going through it, looking for a job. And shit was hitting the fan, and, just problems after problems after problems. But I had to stay strong, Like, my mom always told me to stay strong, but like, it really dawns on you that you have to stay strong, that you don't give up. As a man, coming from a family of immigrants, it's really hard. So my question is, what do you do? And that's the thing, like, that's why I talk about adversity all the time, because it's just like, when it comes down to it, look, I'm more interested in what you went through than where you are right now. Because it makes a lot of sense for me to just continue to move forward in that direction that you're moving in. Well, not even in that direction, but just trying to be of that person that wants to do better for themselves. So show your emotions. I mean, you don't have to wear it on your sleeve, but learning how to express yourself really does work. It benefits you. I have been on record. I've said that I don't fear anything. Being really honest with you. Like, I've said that. I believe that. But I don't know. It's just like, sometimes you just got to be a little bit more honest with yourself and see that, look, what if you don't make it and you reach all the dreams and aspirations and accolades? What if you don't get all that? Then what? And that's my issue. So I do fear that I don't reach that height that I've set on myself. And then on top of that, we have pressure from society, from our society. We have pressure from our families. We have pressure from our spouses and friends and whatever. But that's the thing. You just gotta continue to do it. But talk to somebody. I've learned that if you just talk to one person, you don't really have to tell everything about yourself. And that's one thing that I learned to do, is that I talk to people. I don't tell them everything about me. I just, look, hey, I'm going through this issue. Or even like mask it as something that I heard or whatever. Going through this. What do you say to that? And we can just keep it like that. And even seeking therapy, because therapy works. Or you can cry on somebody's shoulder, because that works too. But learn to be yourself. Learn to be in tune with yourself. Do not let things that you're going through hinder you, because it can really, really get ugly. Like, I look back on certain things in my life and how I treated people, and I'm just like, damn, like, it's really fucked up. Like, it really shows that you have no emotion, but that's not the case. If you want to do better, as far as yourself, as far as the people that are around you, as far as the people that love you, then do your best to be the best person or the best version of you that you can be. Like, not calling for change, just asking you to be a better person and think things through. Because at the end of the day, like, whoever's going to show up to your funeral is who actually loved you. And I don't know about you, but I want people to love me like I love them. I don't know, no brainer. But I don't know. That's what I have to say about it. Look, masculinity can be very toxic, but we need to learn how to embrace ourselves and endure and just love ourselves. Because at the end of the day, if nobody loves you, as long as you love yourself, you're good. So I like to take a pause for the cause. Hey, if you like sports, and I know some of you like sports, or even if you're not really that into it, and you're, I don't want to say a woman, but like, if you want to learn about sports so that you can somehow have something to talk about with a guy, look, I started a new podcast. It's called More About Sports. And it's going to be under the branch of like More About Something Else. But we're here. It's official. It's about to open. And I just want you guys to enjoy it. So it's going to be strictly sports. It's going to be on all platforms. So go ahead and search it, subscribe to it, and enjoy. Now back to the show. You know, as I mentioned, like a lot of the stuff that was going on as far as like just what's actually really going on in the world. It's one thing that's very important. And, you know, the media plays a really, really good part in outrage, right? And I feel like you know where I'm going with this. It's a lot that's been going on as far as immigration in general. Immigrants going back to Mexico, being detained, and the one thing that is getting people so pissed off is separation from the families, right? So I want you to paint this into perspective, because it is very important to watch out for what's going on, right? Everything that we saw as far as like the pictures and the videos, I want you to know that this has been going on for a long time. And not just like since Trump was in office. This has been going on since the Obama administration. And let's be real. When I say administration, I don't mean Obama. I mean the people that work for Obama, the people that have power to do certain things. Be very honest with you. You know, during Obama's administration, and I'm not blaming Obama because this is not him. This is the agenda of the America. Like, this is what they want. They don't want nobody in the stolen land that they have taken. They don't want nobody. We're over capacity. That's what they're saying. It is illegal to jump the border. It is illegal to try and stay here unpermitted. Fair. During the Obama administration, they deported 2.5 million. And I actually think the number is actually larger. But 2.5 million in his administration since he was a president. Largest out of any president. And that's fine. Like, I understand. I actually read up on it, and it's not as crucial and bad as it may have seemed. Like 100 miles outside the border, tracking people along the border like that's what their job is supposed to do, and sending them right back. That's what happens, right? So what's actually going on between, you know, people in Mexico and just in general, how people are leaving and coming, like they've been getting sent back and everything. It's just that this new administration, they're out of control. You know, they're really taking this thing and you could just say abusing power. And it's gotten so bad that I don't know what this lady's last name. I don't know what her position is. I think her last name is like Nielsen or something like that. But she had to step down because she obviously doesn't know what she's doing, and she's taking all this criticism and whatnot. Now my issue is right now that, yeah, They're crazy. They're actually being very forceful with the whole deportation and detaining and separating the families. That's wrong. You know, America has a funny way of creating its own problems, right? We talk about terrorism, we talk about shootings and everything of that nature. It's crazy because as much trauma that the American government does and gives, you know, the children that are going to end up growing up and taking over this country, you would think that they would do a better job. Like, I don't understand. Like, the reason why the people and the kids and everybody in the Middle East hate America is because all they see is the American flag and American planes and American troops in their nation bombing shit for no reason. Well, I don't even want to say no reason. Like, there's a reason, but that's why they hate America. So that's why we always think about terrorism from the Middle East. But the reason they hate everybody, and that's why they don't mind coming to America and bombing some shit up. So understand that. You piss off Mexico, you piss off anybody in South America. Watch. Things are going to get really, really bad in the next 10 to 15 years. Something is about to happen. And I warn you right now, hey, get your passport. Because it's really going to be important. Not saying flee the country. I'm just saying. You piss off the nicest place in the whole world. Well, it's Germany and it's Canada. They're pissing off Canada, you know. Canada gonna turn on us. Just saying. Back to what I'm saying. Immigration is really tricky, you know. And the crazy thing about it is just like, yeah, people can come in legally, but it takes a long time, you know. It's not that easy. Like, people on the news and everything of that nature, they're coming on these broadcast shows and saying if they want to come, let them come illegally and let them go the right way. It's not that easy. Nobody got that type of money. Like, hear me out on this. Like, it's wrong to break the law. Like, if you're breaking the law, I understand. But it's just really inhumane. Like, it's not good. Like, this is a nation of where we're supposed to love each other and build together, be this one big melting pot, but it's not. It's a lie. Like, when people say they want to come to America, hey, don't do it. Don't do it. It's okay. Like, just understand that. But every country has its own issue. America is just the one that gets out all the time. But it's a problem. You know, another thing that is very important is to not feed into the media. The media has some way of capitalizing on outrage, and that's where we're at. Like, the pictures and the videos that you see were all from a different year. And it's weird because as much as people hated Obama, this stuff never came out. But why is it coming out with Trump? I understand you don't like the guy. I really, really do. But I don't know. It's just weird. Why would you use pictures from 2014 and 2012? It just doesn't make any sense. That's why I'm saying don't trust the media. And that's my thing. Look, do your own research. Everything on social media is not right. And that's my issue. Like, do your Googles. But I don't know. I'm done ranting about that because it's really important. Yes, the things that are going on right now, and you just have to really think about it. Why is Trump signing an executive order? Like, people are blaming Trump, but it's just like, why is he doing an executive order? Like, what sense does that make? If he was really in control, he could have just stopped it. But he had to use this executive order. And if you don't know what executive order is, please just go look it up and look at what it takes for executive order to come across and come out and actually come together. Just look at how an executive order can come together and who can do it. Because it's very important to know and to think about why he had to do that. But there's that. So yeah, do your Googles. It's very important.
Yo, so you know I'm all about physical fitness and everything of that nature. Eat, sleep, gym, pretty much. But I decided, hey, why don't we just throw out a challenge? Because I know people really just want to be out there and get physically fit. So I decided to create this workout program. It's free. You can get it on moreaboutsomethingelse.com. It's called Feel the Burn Core Challenge. And really, it's a 21-day thing. All you have to do is follow the directions to download, and that's it. But once again, moreaboutsomethingelse.com. You click More About Fitness, then you click to download. It's right there. Once again, it's free. Feel the Burn Core Challenge. Now back to the show.
So I've been listening to a lot of music, and let me just say that I am so happy that a lot of good music is coming out or has come out. I can tell you the truth that I wasn't a big fan of Beyonce and Jay-Z, but here we are. They dropped the Carter. I mean, whatever it's called. Whatever this thing is called. I don't know. Everything is Love. And, I really wasn't going to listen to it, but I found out it was on Apple Music, and wow, it's amazing. I would like to say that 2088 is probably a little bit better, but here we are. It's really good. Nas put out his album. Haven't listened to it yet. Kids See Ghosts. That's Cudi and Kanye West. We got Georgia Smith. And Kanye dropped his album. And Drake is about to drop his album on Friday. Or next Friday. And here we are. Like, it's a really good time for music. But, I want to ask this, right? And this is why I think music is so important. Is because of the way people break it down. So my question is, how do you conceptually break down music? And I feel like that's important because everybody's process is different. And that's why you really have to respect the artist, because I know I can't do it. Like, I got little bars when it comes down to that freestyle hotbox session, but I don't know. Like, I just don't have it. I know that's not me. That's why when I see all these people and they're saying, oh, yeah, I'm doing music now, like, I don't really respect you because, like, if you haven't been doing it, or you're just doing it to try and get a little bit of fame or whatever, or because you see people getting money, I mean, more power to you, but I don't know, I just don't respect it if you aren't really actually about the music, right? So there's that. How do you conceptually break down music? I really want to know, because first of all, you can't say that an album is trash off the first go round. Like, for me, I go down and I listen to it. First, I'm listening to the beat. That's for the first go around. Second, I'm listening with my headphones in. That's the second time. Third time, like, I'm isolated and I'm actually just listening to it. I'm trying to focus on wordplay and what you're actually saying. And there's one thing about music is that I actually started appreciating and going to the lyrics page and seeing what they're actually saying and reading it, because it's really important to try and grasp what the artist is trying to say or what type of picture they're trying to paint. So I respect artistry. But I just wanted to say that. Once again, we're in June, the 6th month. Please do yourself a favor and try to live the best life that you can live and be the best version that you want to be. Look, like I said, time don't wait for nobody. Like I said, we're here. Next thing you know, we're going to be in December. Talking about, oh, the year went by so fast. No, it didn't. It really didn't. Like I said, time don't wait for nobody. So, look, if you want to do better, then you will do better. You just have to do the action, right? So, there's that. I am starting a new podcast. Well, 2 new podcasts. I actually wanted to wait and like talk about it, but might as well. First one, well, I'm only going to talk about the first one because the other one is still in the works. Starting one, strictly sports, right? I love talking about sports, but I hate trying to drown people in sports because I can just go on about sports, right? So I've created a new podcast and it's rolling out probably next week or probably beginning of July. Rolling out more about sports. It's hosted by yours truly. And I want people who are interested in sports to go ahead and try to follow it. Well, once it rolls out, right? Like, it's really important to me and to all my sports fans because sports does for me sports is kind of therapeutic to me. So talking about it makes me feel a lot better about it. And I hope that, can pay attention to it. Maybe we can have some sports people on. Who knows? But there's that. And I'm also using this opportunity to call out anybody that wants to join the team. I've thought about it and, I've been working on it really, really hard. I'm starting a podcast network. And I'm actually looking for people to join the team. Like, I figured out that I can't actually do it all by myself. And we're here. So if you have any expertise in editing, using any type of Adobe programs, video, anything that you feel like you can offer to the team, even administrative, whatever, you can contact me, Joshua at moreaboutsomethingelse.com. Sorry to say it slow, but I'm just, people just don't listen. But yeah, once again, I truly appreciate it if you really want to help. But we're trying to expand, and this is the way I want to go about it. But I always end with words of wisdom, so please pay attention. The moment you discover your purpose is the moment your life truly begins. Seek your purpose, then live your life. Sounds really good, huh? But yeah, my name is Joshua. Please go ahead and rate this show on iTunes. Go ahead and like the show on SoundCloud. If you listen on Stitcher, Google Play, go ahead and leave a review on all platforms. Yo, I just want to say I truly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. My name is Joshua, once again, and I'm out.